Sure. I'm Charles Reed Anderson, and I'm the founder of Charles Reed Anderson and Associates. So we're an IoT advisory firm that advises everything from governments to technology vendors to the end customers on how to take advantage of the opportunities around IoT and also address a lot of the challenges about how do you actually develop and design and deploy these solutions. I think what we see is people still focusing on some of the more infrastructure-based solutions, things around predictive maintenance, smart buildings, things that generate a quick ROI. The challenge is a lot of these things are really cool and interesting, but we don't see that revenue stream coming in yet. So people are focusing more on leveraging the cost-cutting initiatives that you can drive behind IoT. SMEs are a really tough sector to go after because it's a really wide and broad sector. So what we need to do is actually provide a platform to allow them to experiment and start developing these solutions on there. Because with IoT, it's not like we need 50 or 100 or 1,000 solutions. What we actually need is tens of thousands of them. So we need to bring the SMEs involved, but we need to make it easy for them. So give them the platform so they can go out and test and trial different types of applications and see what works and what makes sense. Now this is a tough one because there's a lot of advice I would give them. Number one, I would say do not focus on your technology. If you have a product or a solution, make sure you explain what problem you're going to be solving. Because the thing is, there's a lot of technology. It's easy to connect up a new device or a new widget. What's more challenging is to solve a problem for a business or a city or a consumer. So focus on things that will actually deliver value to somebody, and that's what will actually sell, not the technology. I think it's easily to secure IoT. The problem is we don't really think about it and we don't plan for it. When people look at IoT initiatives, they just think it's easy to deploy the sensors. What people should do up front is actually start looking across your solution and identify the potential risks, whether that could be at the endpoint or when it's the data that's in transit or where the data resides. But if we plan for this, it is actually relatively easy to secure it because we've got the technology to secure whatever we'd like. There's two areas that I'm really looking at right now to drive a lot of value. One of them is going to be what I call an IoT OTT, so an IoT over-the-top provider. And what they're going to be doing is leveling software. And that software will take information that's already available. So all the sensors that is collecting data right now, they'll take that information and turn it into intelligence. What I like about these types of solutions is they're always as a service, they're relatively low cost, and people are getting an ROI in the first 2 to 3 months. What also you'll start seeing a lot of coming forward is going to be things around low-power WANs. And especially the last month, there's been a lot of announcements around Sigfox and here in Singapore about Unibiz. These solutions are very low cost, and it means that the business cases will stack up for a lot more types of solutions, so people will start investing. The other reason it's an interesting space is all the technology vendors, whether it's the hardware side, the connectivity players, software services, everyone's coming together in this one space. And that's going after a lot of pent-up demand in things like agriculture, manufacturing, logistics, and the smart cities in particular. IoT Asia, they always say, is one of the biggest events in the region. But for me, it's important because it's the one event of the year around the region that I attend where I know that all my major contacts will be in one place, whether that's going to be the vendors, whether it's going to be representatives from different governments, or a lot of the new solutions as well. So I come here to get ideas and also find out what everybody's doing. So it's sort of my one annual meeting place.